Is your microphone switched on now?
I think so.
Yes, it is. All right, welcome to the Dragon Athletic Podcast 2022, number 2. All right, so in regards to this week, we've got a couple of things that we want to go through. We've been really official. We've wrote a list this time, so we look a little bit more professional. We've even got the backing light now, so, you know, we are on a roll.
Glowing.
Hopefully I can get some credits. So if you've watched this on YouTube and there's been some credits, I've done my job. If not, I've been in a rush. Either way, what are we talking about today for specifics, Clara?
This week we're going to be talking about goal setting, why to set goals, how you can set goals, and different time frames on some goal setting.
Okay. Are you praying as well? So for those of you at home, I can't see. It looks like Clara is trying to serenade with the microphone.
Casual like this.
Yeah, you got to be casual. You know, I'm more like a Liam Gallagher on the microphone. Yeah? Anyway. So with the goal setting, why is it important, or why we wanted to talk to about it? It's just because of the things that, or the people that we see who really crush their training, I guess.
They're always looking for more as well, like the next progression on some skills or how to get stronger. And we can see every week in the training they're looking to bump up the weight or maybe go a little bit heavier on a dumbbell or kettlebell or anything like that.
Well, I mean, we can talk about a couple of individuals in particular. So we won't do them by name, but I'll go male, female.
Guess who?
All right. Did they wear a hat? Have they got glasses? So first member that we'll talk about will be a male. This male member has lost 13 kilos in the challenge. Yep. 13 kilos, but had a specific goal in mind in terms of, hey, look, I'm going to invest in my health and fitness. The goal that I want is that I actually want to lose some weight. I think that in terms of a tangible goal was 15 stone that the individual wanted to get down to. Don't ask me what that is in kilos. I think it's like 95, 94 around there. So he's almost there. But has done everything in order to get himself to there, but at the same time not necessarily has completely killed his social life. I think that's a fair ask to say. Okay, so we started off with the in-body, gave us something to work off, and then we obviously retested again 4 weeks down the line. This individual had been just doing a calorie controlled diet.
Yes.
So has lost some muscle mass at the same time as losing weight, which means that what could we tell him?
Train. Weights.
Eat more protein. Eat more protein. All right. So again, this is what that in-body allows us to do. It gets into the sort of the nooks and crannies of everything, etc.
I think with that person, as I nearly said his name, I think it was exactly what we want to try and help you with, is that he had a goal, very specific. We then tested it. He then worked for 4 weeks with our support, and then we measured it again. And then you can actually see he's nearly reaching his goal. Yeah. So it wasn't kind of fluffy. It's not that we didn't have any measures in place. So we can actually see a tangible goal with a target, which I think has been really successful for this person.
And he came and asked us for help. And even to the simplest things, that when you're not doing the class, just come in and sit on the bike. And I think that's the important thing, right? Is that we understand, you know, time can be demanding, but what we're trying to encourage people to do is just be more active consistently, right? So if you are just doing the 3 sessions a week, great, that's an awesome start. And to be honest with you, I think with the type of training that we provide here, you know, those 3 sessions are adequate. But it obviously is goal dependent. And so, you know, trying to get some more consistency, whether that's just come and spending like 40 minutes on the bike, you know, doing the 500 cal challenge. There we are. That's under 30 minutes. So not actually burning 500 calories, definitely doing 500 calories on the bike though. Cool. So that's one similar sort of thing. All right. The video is out there, so we'll go by name, right? So Naomi Kinnisley, I would imagine that goal is somewhat a longer term one. So I believe the video showed progression over a 6-year period.
I think it was, I think.
And that doesn't include the couple of, I think it was either a year or 2 that she was with us prior to that. Yeah. So where she started off with 0. All right. So what we're talking about is pull-ups. Now, I think pull-up is a marker of just general strength.
Mhm.
All right, having the capacity to pull your own body weight, all right, up. All right, and you can see the sort of functionality in that, and just getting over objects. All right, running away from the police. I know what that's why you utilize those pull-ups as best as you can. All right, I don't know. I used to just go jumping over fences, and then I got a little bit heavy and just started running through them in the end. But yeah, that didn't bode well for my body. Anyway. What that just shows is a steady progression, not wanting to rush, and it's like anything. And I said to Ange last night, all right, I'm very proud of the results that, Naomi has worked for, all right, because it's always been something in the back of her mind that she's working towards. And what that embodies is what her fitness level is actually like. Now, it hasn't been plain sailing all the way for her. She got pregnant and had another daughter. All right, she works in a fairly high-powered job. Switched jobs, moved further away from the gym. What else happened?
With a pandemic,
and all that kind of stuff.
She's a regular on our home workouts every day.
Exactly.
Again,
so again, consistency. But like with the pull-ups, it's like there was some specific work which had gone in there as well on top of the classes, but the main bulk of the work, does come from the class as well, right? So have the patience to see everything through. And I just thought, it's like anything, right? If you're going to be consistent with anything for any matter of time, let's say with the pull-ups, 6 years from 1 to, was it 10, 12? That's epic.
I think it just shows, it just takes, it's the patience. It does take time, and she's a prime example of that. It doesn't happen in, a month or 2 months. It's 6 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, from being, because Naomi does all our classes, she did the home classes, then she gets on with her everyday life. So that's just showing the progression in the classes as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's the commitment to time. What I would say on that one, there is a visible difference between the person who was pulling up on that first video, all right, to the person who's pulling up on the second video, right? Whether that's physically, mentally, everything, etc. That's what that is a good sort of demonstration of. And then the other one, again, we're only talking about these 3 people because it's just something that we spoke about this week. All right, there's plenty more of people out there in the community. But the next one then would be just about the consistency in terms of the in-body, right? So we've only had the in-body machine for 6 months, all right? We've just done the first cohort of results. The results have shown that for 90%, we've had a positive outcome, and then for 10%, its outcome's been either, stalemate or negative. What the machine has allowed us to do is just open up that conversation for that 10%. What we have found is that people knowingly come to us going, well, yeah, I haven't been able to stick to it, so on and so forth. But don't be anxious about coming in, because like I was anxious in terms of coming back to it, because
when I first stepped on it, I was like, I'm not getting on it.
Well, it's a marker, and again, when it comes down to this goal set, and let's say you do want to focus on just your fitness, your health and fitness, okay, body metrics are going to be a factor in that.
Yeah.
And what the in-body does, it not only gives you, a basic weight on the scale, right? It then breaks that down into composition. Yeah. So I think over a couple of the individuals, weight didn't change.
No, or they lost a little. Before they stepped on the scale, they'd say, I feel loads better, my clothes feel better, I feel fitter, I feel stronger. Then they stepped on, and their start weight from their final weight after the 30 days had a massive difference. Yeah. But then when we looked further into the analysis of the in-body, their body composition had changed hugely. So fat mass levels have gone down, their skeletal muscle mass have gone up, visceral fat come down. So it's kind of given us that more insight, and also that back in that whatever they were doing was working. Yeah. From us as coaches.
And then coming back to the original reason why we wanted to talk about the in-body, in terms of we've been working with someone in the gym who's got 3 years worth of data from an in-body, and that has been mind-blowing in terms of the trajectory that individual's been going through. So female, short female, started off at 75 kilos, is now at
Just 60. When we went back on.
Yeah. So again, we're talking about over a 3-year period, 15 kilo decrease in weight on the scale, but muscle mass has gone up by 5-ish kilos.
But then fat mass.
Obviously, body fat mass has come right the way down. And so again, it just gives you tangible markers, because it's, again, it is, if you're at home and you've got your your scales from Argos, let's say, and even though if you bought the 100 quid ones, right, so you want to increase on the accuracy somewhat to like 0.4 of a kilo or something, right, you go on there, you don't see any shift, and then you feel shit about yourself, basically. Whereas on the InBody machine is that you can go on there and it'll go, oh, wicked, well done, you've put some muscle mass on, or wicked, well done, you're still the same weight, but your composition's changed, right, and it just gives us that. And again, just from that goal setting scenario, what we've seen with some of the people that have gone on there is that protein or that muscle mass reading gives a little bit of a guidance on how you should be working nutritionally. Yeah. Okay, so talking about the first male individual, he lost muscle mass even though he was losing body weight as well and body fat. However, that could be muscle sparing if you have a higher protein diet, let's say, for example.
I think it kind of flips it then. So for that person now, I think he is going more performance. So he's got on board with his health, and that's getting much better. And now he's almost motivated through performance, which what we want in the end. One is training to get better, one to make him feel stronger. So I think there's that flip. So if you can get the health sorted, it's positive to your performance.
I believe the goal is Ibiza. That's right.
Yeah.
I believe the goal is
Ibiza
stag. So again, but coming back down to that goal setting thing, it's just like you've got to have that end point in sight somewhat, because it means on those days which are difficult, or you feel as if you're moving backwards, that's what's going to give you, I don't want to say the motivation, because you create your own motivation, but that's going to allow you then just to fall back and get onto the consistency and say, look, I'm working towards that. I need to go in. I need to create that habit of, doing bits and pieces.
And I think one of the things that people have mentioned is that they know what to do, they know how to get there. It's just having that check-in as well with a coach. So every week we checked in with the members over the 30-day period, and I think that would also keep people in check. So right, I'm gonna have to tell someone how I've got on this week. It's more of a check-in. So on the days that are difficult, it's just trying to keep that accountability with one of the coaches. Yeah, I think that's what people found really helpful.
Yeah, definitely. So again, obviously there's different types of goal setting. Luckily we've got the notes in front of us here. Whether it's performance, whether it's health, either way, that you've got to have smart goals.
Specific, measurable,
attainable?
Attainable, no. Smart, measurable, achievable, measurable, and time. Is that right?
Realistic.
Realistic.
Yeah, realistic.
Yeah.
Rod. Rod, we got like on Joe Rogan, you're going to be our Jamie. You're going to be the guy on the phone that's going to be like pumping up there. Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time frame, isn't it? So it's almost like you got to sit down and you got to do it, but that realistic time frame is the big one. Yeah. For example, what's your goal at the moment? Oof. Oh no, she hasn't got one. There we are.
I think mine's more, I want to lose a bit of weight still. Yeah. So the 30 days for me, they started off well and then it kind of tapered off. Yeah. And now I need to sit down again, reassess, and put my time frame back in.
Yeah. It was Mitch's birthday though.
It was Was it?
Yeah, he said he went out on Monday for a curry.
Oh yeah,
Monday and a curry. You know what I mean? That's living the dream. Living the dream there. So again, my goal would probably be consistency, because I want to lose a little bit of weight. And I was surprised when I did the InBody, because I hadn't moved that much, but my composition had changed. Yeah. And my composition had changed because obviously I've quit drinking. When I measured before, it was Christmas time or just after the back end of Christmas. So just leading into just having consistent training, so like doing 5 to 6 training sessions.
So you're a positive from the InBody.
So a positive one. But again, I'm going to come back in a month's time. And if it is, I've gone backwards, at least I'm like, okay. It's a check-in. And that's the big thing, right? It's just like we can just start to pinpoint it. Now, the InBody allows to provide some goals, etc. And it allows to be a tracker of the seeing why that works. And what we've found is that it's also allowed us to build relationships with our clients.
Definitely, yeah.
At the gym, and so we've got specific memberships which allow us to spend more time and to really dig into some individual pieces with them. All right. So again, on top of the the CrossFit program, which we see as like the group personal training effort, and I think as CrossFit affiliates go, we really try and deliver on that group personal training feel, because certainly I do as a coach, and it's why I try and push on to all of you guys. All right, is that I want to be able to go and give one person one piece of advice in that class which is specific to them, whether it's like, look, pull your finger out. Say that to one person, but I know I need to change that to say, hey, when you go at 70 RPMs in there, so you can see it's different vernacular, and that's where that that individual piece happens. But also, a couple of us, you might have seen some of the videos that we post that with the people that we work with individually in terms of the successes. So come back to the pull-ups. You can, all right, continue on doing the classes if, a pull-up is a goal of yours, let's say, but it's going to take a long time to get there, because we only touch that stimulus maybe once a week. All right? And again, we touch that in a strict environment. Realistically, what you want to do is, in order to create some, some additional stimulus and adaptation and change, is that you have to hit that at least twice a week. And again, all that's going to do is going to bring that goal timeline finishing closer. So again, those are the things in which we've started to do, because everyone is an individual, and while the CrossFit is a great general physical preparedness program, it's obviously going to have some, I don't want to say holes, but it takes longer because it is general. So I know some people have been training for the half marathon, let's say. So I've just said, let's go and do a couple of extra running sessions. Do I need to drop some of the classes? Well, if you're training 5 days a week, probably yes. But what I would do is, or what I always say on the caveat of that, is that I did a half marathon, okay, without doing any running, just by doing CrossFit. Wasn't so good.
Did you have the backpack on?
No, that was the second time. That was miserable. That was miserable. That was ego and miserable. But the first time, I literally just finished a strength program, plus doing the odd class here or there. Went and did the half marathon. Got a decent time, and then for 2 weeks after, I couldn't walk. So that's the important thing about getting the miles in the legs. It's not actually for the performance when you get there, all right, or there's an element of that, but it's more so that you can function after it. So,
but again, it's that guidance from the individual membership that we do. It's just having, we do it anyway for anyone. If they said, how can I get more pull-ups? It would be, well, this is what you can do. But having that coach to give you a program or a session every week and actually show you the exercise, because I think a lot of it is confidence going into the gym and actually doing the exercise we set. It's just giving you a bit of a walkthrough of, this is what it looks like, this is what you're going to do. We'll reassess in 4 weeks, see where your progress at, and then we'll take it a step further.
So I mean, like we're talking about the individual membership, but basically it's one check-in with a coach. That check-in could be a personal training session, it could be a nutrition session, it could be sitting down for a coffee if you wanted to. All right, but again, it's just that guidance. Not what it is. It's the time. It's the time and that individualization. What else we got on there then? Week 1 of the Open. Right. Okay. So we are a CrossFit affiliate. We always have been. All right. Yes, we include Open Gym.
How long for?
And how long? 11 years. 11 years. 2010. So what's it? 12.
22.
So it'll be 12 years in December. This is my 12th CrossFit Open.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm old, all right? I'm old. As it stands, gang, all right? Can you believe it? We're second in Wales on participation numbers as of recording here by 2, all right? I'm not going to tell you who the competition is, all right? But it is just, when it comes down to training or having a little bit of competition, okay, I always like to win. And I always mark ourselves. I don't set the bar particularly high, right? So at the moment, it's, we're trying to go against, the other affiliates in Wales, right? And it's all about a participation thing. But just in sort of comparison, CrossFit Glasgow are like nearly at 300. All right, people participate in CrossFit Bath. All right, it was another sort of long-standing CrossFit gym, a very successful one actually. Okay, just shy of 200. You know, and we're not. Look, we've never even been anywhere close to those numbers, just because of our community not being as sizable as theirs. So it is very different. But in terms of, what do they call it on Instagram, where you have engagement, you have solid engagement. You know, so it's a bit like, when it's all about percentages and stuff like that. So like this year, we get it. You know, we've got people who are a bit too long in the tooth and are a bit like, oh, why you can't be asked. All right. I just like, well, it's just something that I do as a CrossFitter. And the reason being is I like to see where I stand up, and it's a marker. And, you know, realistically, for the $20 that I pay CrossFit, okay, it allows us to protect CrossFit as a brand, realistically. But then when you actually think about the system that they've got in place with all the analysis and the leaderboards and the scoreboards, etc., well, you know, effectively you're paying that for, you know, for 3 weeks. And for me to get up early, organise everything. All right, so like, you know, I'll organise it specially for you. Anyway.
But I've heard a few people be like, you know, what's the point? I'm not going to the games, or I can't do a pull-up. It's just giving you that marker for next year. So back onto the goal setting. If you couldn't do a pull-up this year, maybe you want to do one next year. And I think it's a real good chance to get involved within the community as well. And I think we'll all say, when you do an open workout, you push yourself a lot harder than you would if it was a class. Yeah. And I think you can really, you know, test your limits.
Because you've got a judge right next to you.
Oh, judges, yeah, that's another thing. Gosh.
So, So in terms of what we need to obviously let you guys know is that how it's going to be. Like, let's say you're coming in on Friday, all right, and you are part of, you are taking part in the open versus not taking part in the open. Fundamentally, there's not going to be much of a difference, okay? So if you were in the open, you will need to be judged, okay? How we're doing it here at the gym, ideally, we want you to be judged by someone who's also doing the open, all right? Just so it creates a fair and transparent environment. And then from what we will get to do is, because we have to go in 2 waves regardless of the workout, you can decide between each one of you who's going to go first. If you are not participating in the open, simple thing is you just go in the first wave. Okay, so again, if we got a short workout, it's not going to pose too much of a problem. All right, you can stay around. If you're not doing the open, support someone who is, and just try and give them a little bit more energy. If it's a longer one, well, we'll try and accommodate that as best as we can. We might have to have a rolling start. It starts tomorrow. So we've recorded this on Thursday, the 24th of February. Is the 24th? Yeah, fantastic. Cool. Just double checking there.
At 9:59.
At 9:59. So we'll all be staying up. The workout gets released 8 p.m. our time, so we'll know and we'll be able to organise whatever we can. What I would recommend is just booking into the class that you want to do.
And we're going to do it on Monday as well.
Not in the class, though.
Not in the class.
No, but you can repeat it anytime you want to.
Yeah, you could do it more than... Someone asked me, can you do it more than once? I said, yes, if you want.
Yeah.
But put yourself in a pit the first time, you won't want to do it again. Judging, we'll go over movement standards, so it might be a bit gritty if you have someone who's not going to depth, for example. But we'll assist you as best we can.
Yes. Now, with that one, we will assist as best as you can. And I always like do the soft. I'm a soft judge, right? What I mean by that is I'm like, you need to go lower, and then I'll go no rep.
Yeah.
So I'll give you
a warning.
I'll give you one warning.
Yeah.
So you got to play the judge ever so slightly. And what they do at the competitive level, I tell you now, right? You know, we're talking like the you know, at the elite level is that the first rep's always a little bit dodgy. But if you always do that first rep dodgy, guess what? On the next round, I'm going to bang you for it. Right? It's because you won't do it again from there. So yeah, that starts this week. It's 3 weeks long. I think the condensed version is way better. Teams. That's right. I just reminded you didn't put that bloody.
We're doing teams then.
We're doing teams, right? So no, what we're going to do is I just think it just will add a little bit more fun. Okay, so you don't have to register for the open.
Andy's idea of fun is competitive.
Well, you know, it's competitive, but it's also luck of the draw as well, right? So it's like gambling, basically. Okay, we don't affiliate ourselves with any of the gambling and stuff. Okay, cool.
Sponsored by Betfred.
Sponsored by Betfred, or any of another reputable leading online betting service. So we'll do the teams. It'll be randomly generated on a random Google generator, right?
Yep.
But I will only do the teams on Monday. And the reason being is that Mondays, it's not the final time you can log in to do the open, but realistically to have a score, that would it be. Now, all we're going to do, okay, first and foremost, is that we will have a point per participant.
Yep.
All right, so we'll spread the teams out as evenly as we possibly can in terms of numbers. So therefore, actually doing the workout gets your team pink hippos. All right, that's all right. Angie was the purple python.
Purple python.
Purple pythons. You thought the same thing as I did.
I was blue.
Dodgeball. There we are. Dip, dive, dodge, and dip. If you can dodge a spanner, you can dodge a dodgeball. Okay. So we'll have a little bit of fun with that. And again, we'll give you more information, and we might even send you an email if you're lucky, okay? But what will come from there is a little bit of fun, all right? And we can sort of see what happens and, so on and so forth. We'll probably then start to give some extra points for a team which everyone does it for.
Yeah.
All right, so then they'll give bonus points. So I know it's
then we did a leaderboard last year as well, and that included even if you did scaled or something like that.
It was top female, top male, and then but that was in every category.
Yeah.
That is there. So there's an RX, a scale, and beginner, something like that. And
foundations,
I think. So again, there's 3 different types of levels, 3 different types of workout which we can do. Please don't sandbag it. So if you're an elite RX individual, do not do the foundations, all right? Because that's just not how we play the game here, right? But they will be scored. I generally think, chord into positions, and I think we did like a 3-2-1.
Yeah,
like
I think
that.
so.
Yeah. So hopefully the random generator that we do.
Andy will pick the best till he thinks he gets the best team.
Who was Spencer's team was the best one last time, wasn't it? I can't remember.
Yeah,
but they had like a couple of good masters in there.
Yeah.
With all the different things.
Yeah.
I don't know. But they did have a bit of a super team. All right. And that was just.
You had to wear your colour of your team as well.
Yeah. That was extra point. But
extra point.
But that was a ball ache to judge. Well, it is. It was.
Why is it?
Am I allowed to say that? It's not politically correct. I can't say the alternative. I definitely can't say the alternative. All right. Okay. So.
But if you come in on Friday and you haven't signed up, and you don't stress, you can still do it with a judge as long as you then sign up after it. So if you want to cherry pick, basically, if you see it tomorrow, you think, I'll give it a go. Yeah. You can sign up. You can do the workout Friday morning, sign up, put your score in with your judge. Yeah. When you're filling out the judge stuff online, do we put judge by Andy Edwards, or do you put your...
Yeah, you could put Angie as well. Andy.
Or me.
You've done it, have you?
Judge's course. No, I'll do it tonight, can't I?
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. Make sure you put that on your invoice. So yeah, we'll do a couple of it. There has been rumours that we might put a team in, but the team members don't know who they are.
Classic
Andy Edwards. I might just put them all. No. That ship has definitely sailed. But and the reason being is that. Last year, I think we lost out because we didn't do that. Okay. I know it was like in lockdown, but because participation, in terms of like the competitive element, if you're interested in what it is, and I don't want to discredit it or what have you, but I do think that people have the ability to be part of a team and to do well within our community, all right? And that means whether they go to semi-finals or have the spot. Maybe
yes, we're not on about blue bears or pink pythons at the minute.
No, these are different.
This is like
this is
just to clarify that.
Yeah, I don't know what we would call them.
Dragon
ball and what the C and P's. You work it out. C and P's. What we were saying yesterday. No, definitely not that one. No. Well, it does make sense, doesn't it?
It does, but no.
Yeah, DACP. No. Anyway, so it's a private joke. You can speak to me individually about it. If that's offended you, I apologise. It won't, all right? Just see if you can work it out. But yeah, we're rattling on a little bit here now. So it's time to it's time to kill the podcast. Going forward, we will do one of these, okay, every Thursday. So we will then reflect, okay, on the last open workout. We will go through the team scoring. We'll see how we've all done, all right? And we can see if the pink hippos, that's me.
He's
all
already
right.
claimed that.
All right. And then we'll figure out what the other ones are going to be as well. What did does he want to be?
Oh,
Spaniels. He wants to be a spaniel. You want
Silver Spaniels.
Silver Spaniels. Silver Spaniels. Anyway, we'll see you next Thursday.
Over and out.
Bye.